right.
All right, man. Good evening. It's SEC After Dark. We're back on the Bleav Network, also on y'all's conference network on the video side. It's Wednesday night. It is National Signing Day 2023. It is the old school National Signing Day, not the early signing period, which that's really going to become National Signing Day, I guess. But joining me is Stephen Willis, Jeb Beecham, and Jake Thomas. How you boys doing tonight?
Wonderful.
Pretty great. Ole Miss had a decent signing day, decent signing class, and I do want to talk about how Greg Sankey has said that something needs to be done about early signing day. And I think in our future we will have an August early signing day. They're going to move that up, and then they'll have the February one, and that way people can handle it a little bit differently.
Yeah, that'll certainly be up for debate. How's it going in the chat? We are live, like I said. We're presented by BetOnline.ag. It remains as your number one place for all your sports betting needs. BetOnline, you'll always find the latest odds, team matchup info, player news, and game trends at BetOnline. You can bet on everything from NFL to esports to NBA to NHL. They have live betting, free contests, and live scores for almost any sport or game imaginable. It's the fastest, easiest way to bet all your favorite leagues and events. So head to betonline.ag to join. Receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Make sure you use that promo code Bleav. That's BLEAV to receive your rewards. BetOnline, it's where the game starts. Jake, it looks as if you have something to get off your chest. So the floor is yours, my man.
All right. This has been a topic for the last couple of weeks I want to bring up tonight. Okay, everybody knows the deal with media pundits is saying that Alabama doesn't get to claim Jalen Hurts. Why can't we just agree that he's part of Alabama's alumni and Oklahoma's alumni? What he did at Alabama, he did more at Alabama than he did for Oklahoma because he was there longer, for one. But why are we having this discussion? Because, in a few years, if Caleb Williams does great in the NFL and he leads his team to a Super Bowl, in a few years potentially, is Oklahoma going to come back and say, oh, he's an Oklahoma guy? Because then you're contradicting yourself. So
Oklahoma will never do that with Caleb Williams because he's a turncoat.
Well, yeah, that's true. But why can't we just agree that he is both an Alabama and an Oklahoma guy? He did more at Alabama because he was there longer, but he was also there for Oklahoma his junior year or senior year. So, why can't we just agree to that? I don't know why this is such a big issue.
I'm going to be honest.
Have to have something to debate, Jake.
Well,
that's all it is.
That's all it is, yeah.
But I'm going to be honest, I'm on your side with this one. When I first heard the question, my instinct was, Oklahoma. You go with the last team. But it is different with Jalen Hurts, I think. Because like Alvin Kamara, I claim him as a Tennessee running back.
Mm-hmm.
He played at Alabama
everybody's situation's different. It's case by case,
Yeah, and most of the time, like if they sat on the bench and then transferred, or if they weren't very good and transferred and then got good, I would say the second team. But you're right. Hurts was good in both places.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So
I think I figured out a way to solve this for everybody. And this is all the media pundits, the whole 9 yards. But if a player started at quarterback for you in the national championship game, you get to claim him forever. Period.
Especially if you
that's a
won.
good point.
I don't hate that. I don't hate that at all. But so Georgia got him benched. So do we get credit for igniting that fire that led him to win the Heisman at Oklahoma? Do we get a piece of this?
The thing about it is he did get benched in that game, but what happened the year after? Tua gets hurt in the SEC championship game. Jalen steps in and ultimately wins the game for us
against Georgia. So we were the sacrifice. We were the sacrificial lambs in that scenario. So
you made up for it.
we get stock.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're in the stock game here.
I think Hurts is a special situation. You're right. Both schools should get the claim.
Right. Yeah, Stacey's right.
Yeah.
He went 26. I totally agree. He's just as much Bama as he is Oklahoma. He had one contributing year at Oklahoma where he won and played for Lincoln Riley and ultimately got drafted, and that's the school he's forever gonna be linked to because that's the school that transitioned him from college to the NFL. But everyone that knows that he was Bama and Oklahoma. He had equal success at both places. So
Right.
I'm with you, Jake. I think he's just as much Bama. I think Bama fans are allowed to be excited for this guy.
So is the line starting in a national championship game? Like, let's say, just for instance, what if Velus Jones becomes a star receiver for the Chicago Bears and just kills it and becomes a Hall of Famer? Is he still a Tennessee receiver? But he spent most of his time early at USC and then transferred to Tennessee. And he was okay at USC, but he was really good at Tennessee for that 1 year. That's what got him drafted.
He's probably USC
national
probably have
championship,
rights. If he graduate from USC?
Ooh, I'm not sure.
he a
If
grad
I don't
transfer?
think so, but maybe.
Jalen graduated from Alabama.
So
Was
he
the Oklahoma quarterback that got boat raced by Joe Burrow?
Oh,
No, I think that might have been Kyler.
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice.
I think Hurts was.
Jalen
I think that was
does
Hurts' rookie year, maybe.
I
I think
think
Hurts
so.
was already in the league.
2019?
Yeah, he's been in the league 3 years, hasn't he?
I think so.
I was
Three
saying 2 or 3. I don't. I couldn't tell you that for sure. Let's see.
He wore an Auburn jersey to troll y'all.
Jeb, you can Google that if you want to.
That's one thing I'm allowed to.
Yeah.
Debate on which school he can claim focuses on wrong thing. That's the first thing that comes up for him.
Yeah,
Apparently, it is a big debate online right now.
That's so
it is a debate, but he graduated from University of Alabama, so he has a degree from that place. He doesn't have he has a master. He might have a master's degree from Oklahoma. I don't know if he has anything from Oklahoma.
Here's the real question: does Jeb claim Tennessee Tech?
Oh,
Yes.
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 There we go.
Because I have a degree from Tennessee Tech, so yes. Even though I went to UT after it.
I got to claim the Blue Raiders, man. I got a degree from there.
Yeah, that's a good point. I feel you get your
And
degree.
we beat the hell out of Miami, so I'm excited about that.
Jeb, you also had to claim Chattanooga since they beat y'all just a few years ago. So
I do not claim Chattanooga.
You got to claim Louisiana Monroe, Jake.
yeah, I know that will forever live in infamy.
We almost had to claim Nicholls State, so don't feel.
You almost had to claim Kent State this year.
Hey,
that
we
one
had to
got
deal with We had to deal with Jacksonville State for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. They gave you everything you wanted.
Yeah, including winning the game.
Who was it that Auburn was losing to until like late in the fourth quarter?
Utah
They were
State?
like losing bad. Was it Utah State?
Wasn't that Georgia State?
Might have been Georgia State.
I think it was both actually. I think they were. There was one team that was on the verge of boat racing them, and then they ended up folding and losing. And it was like this year or last year.
That was last year. That was
It was a Brian Harsin team.
Yeah, Alabama State, wasn't it?
No, I don't think it was Alabama State. I think it was somebody.
Georgia State
last year. Yeah.
I think he's right.
It was somebody where you're like, damn, Harsin, that's bad.
And Stacey's right too. Jalen Hurts was drafted in 2020, so
Okay.
Yes.
So
that means he was
Burrow.
quarterbacking in the Joe Burrow game. He was the quarterback for Oklahoma that game.
yeah.
Stood no chance.
Yeah, when they scored, they put a 60 burger in the college football semifinal. And Lincoln Riley was forever branded as soft and not worthy of the SEC.
Right.
That's when he went to the Pac-12. Now the Big Ten.
And since we're on this discussion about Joe Burrow, what in the world was Joseph Asai, whatever his name was, thinking on that last play of the night?
Oh, my
goodness. I think he just got going. He couldn't stop himself. I mean, the kid's a rookie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just got too excited. You can't get near the quarterback if they're approach. Like, you got to just like be there just in case they cut back. But like, you just got to kind of just run with them out of bounds. But I just think it got to a situation where he probably thought Mahomes was going to cut back, and he just went ahead and lunged at him and couldn't stop, and realized halfway through that he messed up. And
And it wasn't egregious. He didn't hit him hard, but you can't do that.
yeah, it's just it's a tough to go for him because it wasn't malicious, and like
Yeah.
you
If
want the referee to.
you'd have done that to Tom Brady, they would have like given you 6 years.
Oh, he'd have been
Right.
ejected for sure. Yeah.
He would
Yeah.
he would have been in Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah.
And I know Harrison
Yeah.
Booker is a really good kicker, but giving him them extra yards, 15 yards,
Yeah.
really, I mean, it would have been a tough, even for him being a great kicker, it'd been a tough kick for him.
Yeah. No, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
That was sad. And that
Yeah,
guy looked so upset. I felt bad for him.
Yeah, I hate that the way that ended because I mean that is the epitome of a rookie mistake. I mean, in
Yeah.
college that probably doesn't get called.
Yeah.
Might have still been upset from the 2 third down plays they got. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean,
It was
you know,
questionable. I'll give you that.
the kid had a really good game though. I mean,
Yeah.
if you watched him, he had several tackles for loss. He was
He doesn't need to worry
It's
too
hard
much.
to-
The Bengals are going to be back. Those
Yeah.
guys
Oh,
are
yeah.
good.
they'll be fine.
They are loaded.
Yeah,
They will
they
be
have,
fine.
They have Drew Brees as their quarterback,
Pretty much.
Basically.
except
Yeah.
he's 6'3".
I thought
Yeah.
Drew Brees was coaching at Purdue. Did he come back already? Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Steve, how about Sean Payton, dude?
Yeah.
Man,
Your
I
boy,
wanna
are you a
talk about-
Broncos
what?
fan now?
No.
Are you
So
a
did he
Broncos
get-
fan now?
He got hired, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
traded
got
for-
like,
Hey, the
technically.
Saints have a first round pick now.
So there you
But-
go.
and like 30 other on top behind, in the future.
Things are looking up.
Dennis Allen needs to go away forever.
Yeah.
And-
The worst thing you did was get rid of Mickey Loomis.
I mean, they just wanted to go back to like the Saints from 1977, apparently. And
Saints, yeah.
I've already said this, I'm not going through that again. I'm not going to do that. If you want to do that again, that's on you. I'm not going for that ride. I will just turn the channel. I will work on my podcast. I will do other stuff and check the box score. I am
You will
not
be
playing
a
that game.
Dolphins fan. That's what you're going to be. Is what you're going to turn into.
Potentially, yeah.
That's even difficult to do these days. but
I am not going through what I went through as a child again. I am not doing that again.
But
That was terrible.
But did the Saints get a first round pick and a second round next year for a coach that's not even coaching?
Yeah, and Denver gets
That's
a
amazing.
third round that year. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
wild.
they gave up the third round. That is crazy.
I thought they got 3. I thought they added a 4th. I thought they got a 2nd and a 4th next year, and are giving back a 3. I don't know, these draft picks outside of the first round are whatever, man. Those things are.
Yeah, you never know, but still.
But
a lot for
I can tell you this: the
wouldn't
Falcons have the second most cap space coming into this all season, and
Yeah.
9 draft picks.
Oh yeah.
So they have a chance to. They have a chance here.
They get Denver's first round pick, which is like 7th, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
So
That'd be
I'm
good.
sure they're going to take Will Levis or Anthony Richardson. I have no doubts about that.
Oh, my
They seem like
God.
an
Will
Anthony
Levis.
Richardson type of team.
Yeah, I am so disgruntled about the Saints right now. So disgruntled.
What's sad is they have 2 really dynamic. Well, they'll be second year guys now, but 2 really dynamic rookie receivers in Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed.
Yeah.
And
That doesn't even
nobody
sound like
can
a
get
real
him the ball.
name. And nobody
need-
can throw him the ball.
Yeah, they just need to trade for Matt Corral. And
There you go.
because Carolina's doing this weird thing that because Matt Corral was hurt and didn't win the job, they've just given up on him all of a sudden. It's the weirdest things. The Tua stuff all over
Yeah.
again.
They
Yeah.
have
Well, yeah, I mean
completely given
it's
up on him.
new everything. Frank Reich coming in, starting over. It's going to be Sam Darnold show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kason brought it up in the comments. What did y'all think about Arian Foster's little thing the other day about the NFL being scripted? Did y'all hear about that?
No.
That takes a lot of coordination. If that's
Yeah.
true. I mean,
There's too
That's-
many variables.
Right.
Yes, it's the same way I feel about a lot of the conspiracy theories. Nobody's that organized. I'm sorry. I know it sounds fun, but there's no way. They couldn't pull it off.
it's fun to speculate, and all the memes that have come out
Oh my
after
God,
that
the memes.
have been outstanding. But there's
Yeah. It's like
there's no way.
one of my favorites is Mark Sanchez reading the script on the butt fumble. That's just
Tom Brady
classic.
watching Matt Ryan walk into the Super Bowl 51 script meeting.
Yeah.
It's like
He's like
Aaron
grinning.
Foster, you played for the Texans. It's not scripted. You just sucked.
Yeah, you had Bill.
Yeah.
You had Bill Bryan as your coach.
Yeah.
Bill Bryan. Yep.
How do you script a hamstring injury?
Uh,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Brock Purdy, you're going to tear your UCL in the you're going to take a 6-month injury into what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, you could say refs are biased toward the team and calling calls, but there's no way they can make a
that's
team
called
win.
humans. They're humans,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Like they're like we have our own. Have you seen the guy that's basically the NFL version of Tim Donaghy? His son put money on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
He's being investigated.
Yeah, that's just so dumb.
He said DeMar Hamlin hated his script.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And all those conspiracies about him being dead, my gosh, it's just getting wild.
Yeah, it's just gotten to the point where you can't take anybody seriously. You just can't. No matter what their opinion is. I mean, hear it. They have a right to say it. You don't have a right to listen. You don't have to listen to it.
Right.
And because they'll just say stupid stuff that just blows your head off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now for Arian Foster, he needs to produce the script.
Right.
Where is it?
Mm-hmm.
Where is the script?
I think
You had
the
a phone,
script
why not
said.
take a script?
I think the script said do something to try and get yourself attention because you've been out of the media for 5 years. I think that's his script.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's totally rigged. I got a script.
So let's talk. We've been looking forward to this for several weeks at this point. Or days.
Oh, yeah. I see this in the news today. It says Todd Grantham.
Grantham.
He's already at Alabama, so he's not going to Alabama. He's just being elevated.
And
The defensive court. Why? Why would you torture yourself like that?
why would Nick Saban voluntarily bring in Third and Grantham?
It's in the script.
Yeah.
There you go.
Jake's been in the moonshine tonight, just so everybody knows. He's been in on it. So
That's why he's so happy.
Shame on you.
He's been excited. He's been partying with Pete Golding leaving. Now the news that Todd Grantham might take over his beloved Crimson Tide defense. How does that make you feel, Jake?
Hey, Pete, you want to come back?
Yeah, exactly. I'd rather have Pete Golden back if that's the case. Absolutely. I hope to God he does not get hired as defense coordinator. But on the other hand, if he does, that's probably the reason why Saban's trying to go after somebody who, has an electric offense. Grubb come in and interviewed, and there's all that speculation on the offense coordinator side. But
yeah, they're going to hire Butch. Okay, so I saw this. This is totally false meme, but I did see this, and I had a really good hearty laugh. This will never happen, but if Butch Jones becomes your offense coordinator,
and you hired Jeremy Pruitt as your defensive coordinator, then you saw what we did with Ole Miss when they came to town with Lane Kiffin. Think about you having 2 of our old coaches.
Oh,
We'll be throwing stuff on the field, going crazy.
Not Butch Jones. It needs to be Derek Dooley because I think he's at Alabama too.
no, Derek Dooley's doing special teams.
In orange pants.
Oh God!
The all Tennessee head, the
hate
Tennessee
these
head
people so
coaching factory.
Yeah.
it's Saban's. What do they call it? Saban's.
Rehabilitation centers.
Coaching rehab clinic.
Which I'm surprised, like Scott Frost hadn't come on board yet or anything, and
Yeah.
but-
Yeah,
Said,
really,
yeah.
he needs it. That's
Yeah.
true.
yeah.
But like on a serious note, like you're Alabama, you can't go find some G5 head coach that wants to come get into a situation like that.
Prime did.
yeah,
Yeah, Prime went and found Kent State, who we said that they made it interesting against Georgia. Well, he saw that and was like, "Hey, man, you want to come be my offense coordinator at Colorado?"
yeah.
And
You would think people would want to
said
go
yes.
there because it's a quick path to head coaching. So I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
just don't get it. Like,
Yeah, I don't know if it's just kind of odd because, like you said, Corey,
if I'm
You're
Graham
Alabama.
Harrell, I'm seeing what I can do to get to Alabama.
I just don't think Nick Saban will ever hire a true air raid guy because of what his defenses have traditionally done to the air raid. I think there's a respect problem. So offensively, somebody in the NFL, I think, is interviewing now, right? Is that the latest?
Yeah, for offense.
Yeah.
Greg Roman, I think, is who it was that I saw.
Yeah.
Was a
Yeah.
possible name.
And
because supposedly Joe Brady was down there today interviewing. I don't know how true that is, but that was a rumor. And of course, Brian Johnson, they want to interview him, but of course he's still playing for, a Super Bowl win.
So I think that's probably the direction they're going to go. An NFL guy offensively.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's talking about Kingsbury and stuff like that. Nobody that has air raid ties, I think, is going to get that job.
Mm-hmm.
No.
It would be a big shift.
So if Joe Brady gets it, I think that means Ty Simpson's probably going to be the favorite to win the job in the spring at quarterback. If Greg Roman gets it, then Jalen Milroe is probably the favorite to win that job moving forward. So I don't think Nick Saban has picked exactly the direction he wants to go offensively at this point.
Yeah.
He's at a crossroads. He's at a fork in the road. So I guess we'll see with this hire what he decides to do. I mean, I think Greg Roman would be a really good hire, especially if you have Jalen. I mean, Jalen Milroe is so unpolished, but he has so much natural ability that you take a guy like Greg Roman and to construct that Lamar Jackson offense around Jalen Milroe. I don't know if Saban's ready for that though.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
Might make his head spin.
I just think murder ball is what he wants to do. That's the thing that's in my head. He wants to play murder ball. I think the advantage might be a Greg Roman at the moment, even over a Joe Brady. Because I think they
the
got
trend is
two
quarterback
5-star
run.
running backs. Yeah.
Right.
2 5-star running backs. I think they want to use them and put them out there and you'll see those guys for the next 3 years.
Yeah. So we got a question in the chat. Stetson Bennett got arrested in Dallas. He's in Dallas training for the combine.
Nice, Cassidy.
He was.
Let's talk about Stetson.
He was in drunk
Please.
in public.
Not in a bar.
Also
Not in a
known
bar.
as the Eli Manning crime. Eli Manning did that, and he ended up beating the GOAT twice.
Yeah,
That's true.
I mean, he survived that.
He was
He
okay.
was-
He had a pretty decent career. His post football career might end up being better than his football career, though. He's freaking killing it, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Omaha.
But
well,
the
and for Stetson
opposite is, I'm just gonna say, Chad Kelly dressed up as Woody from Toy Story and broke into somebody's house. So that's the other side of the Ole Miss quarterback spectrum.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But at least Stetson has ball. Like, I mean, he's got time to, interview with teams, repair this. I don't think it's going to hurt him too.
Yeah, I mean, he was already a day 3 guy, so
Not too much time. He's 37 years old.
Right.
he's going to be drawing Social Security.
Yeah.
Him
I
and
think there's
Steve
a
are classmates.
Isn't Jalen Hurts younger than him?
Yes.
Didn't we decide that last week?
Yeah.
So
Him
there's a
and
chance
him
to
and Lamar
college
Jackson.
football.
Lamar Jackson's been in the league 6 years, and him and Lamar Jackson are the same age.
He's only 22. We don't know how that works.
That's so wild.
Absolutely nuts.
Corey,
Yeah.
something else. Oh, I was just going to say something else we didn't talk about was Rah. What's the latest on that?
Yeah, what happened?
I haven't heard anything on that lately. I can check into that, but I mean, that's a situation that's going to unfold not so good with him.
Yeah. That
mean,
was wild when that come out. That news
Getting
come out.
kidnapping charges.
Oof.
Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah.
Not a good look. Even if you are innocent, it's still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, he's still going to fight.
When I read that story, I immediately thought of like Ray Caruth, and I was like,
I had that. Yeah, it was. I think the latest that's come out is from about a week ago.
Yeah.
Felony charge. He has a felony charge of false imprisonment. So the situation was this: he has a felony charge of false imprisonment, misdemeanor charge of family violence. This was about a week ago. He doesn't say too much about what he did, but happened in a dorm room, and it was not good.
So it happened on campus. That's even worse.
Yeah. No, he might get kicked out of school.
Mm-hmm.
I would think there would be worse options than that on the table at the moment.
Well,
I would say that if you're facing a 3rd-degree felony, Or it's a second-degree felony, maybe. I don't know where it falls in the felony.
Either way, that
That's
comes with
sad.
mandatory time.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I mean, you got a felony on your like. Kirby's gonna be like, yeah, I mean, it's great and all, but okay. All right,
I
see
would
you
say
later.
I don't think even Nick Saban could get a player out of that. So
No.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a
he
felony,
might.
bro.
he might.
No. That's serious.
I don't think this guy's going to be like Mushin Muhammad and be a CEO after getting in trouble. Like that situation at Mississippi State. But yeah, this is
Real quick before we move on this, if Stetson Bennett right now started a Chevrolet dealership, let's just say that,
yeah.
and somewhere in Northeast Georgia, somewhere near Athens,
Yeah.
or his NFL career where he plays for 6 years, what makes more money?
Oh, the
Probably
Chevy
his dealership, honestly. Well, it's a Chevy dealership. I don't know. He's
So
gonna
why
do it.
is he even messing around with professional football?
I have no idea. Maybe just give it a shot.
Maybe he loves the game, wants to play.
You know, he's been doubted his whole career. So
He's older than Chris Winkie.
I know. What's the downside?
The
He's
downside
already a day.
is you're playing this brutal game where bad things could happen at any moment, and you have written your ticket. You've won 2 national championships. You officially passed Herschel Walker as the greatest of all time at Georgia. You need to cash that chip in ASAP. You don't need to wait.
Strike while
5
the
years
iron's
down the
hot.
road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's to say he doesn't start his dealership and spend 3 seasons on 3 different practice squads before he finally hangs it up and devotes all his attention to his car dealership?
Yeah. That's what he needs to do.
You know, like
I mean,
he'll get
he's
drafted. He'll make the roster. He'll be that third inactive quarterback, and then he'll get cut and he'll get picked up. He'll probably play for the Bills because Sean McDermott likes day 3 Georgia quarterbacks apparently.
Yeah.
He may get picked up by the Giants because Brian Dable has a similar feeling. And then he'll probably get picked up by somebody like the Seahawks, where he'll be on their practice squad for a little while. He'll do like Josh Dobbs, probably not quite as long, but he'll be like Josh Dobbs, where he'll kick around on some practice squads. But he probably won't be like Josh Dobbs in the fact that he'll actually start an NFL game. If he's playing, you've had some injuries, quite a few.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Josh Dobbs always seems to do well, but never sticks.
I
with it.
know. He does.
You know he builds rocket ships.
Well, he could if he wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
John Rice Plumlee plays the piano.
Ooh.
David Pollock and David Green played youth football together. And Tom Zibikowski was a Gold Glove boxer. Did you know that? They never talked about that.
I think AJ
Not
Brown
even
and Willie Gay were on the same high school team, and now they're playing in the Super Bowl against each other.
AJ Brown.
Stetson's destined to be the oldest quarterback in the Super Bowl history. Just his second season as a pro. Yeah.
George
Surpassing
Blanda,
Tom Brady's
Stetson
record.
Bennett.
Right.
Yeah.
Second oldest. You think J Rob is gonna watch this Super Bowl? Going, that dude got me fired.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it happens.
Well, he's the one that traded him.
That
Yeah.
dude got me fired.
Bill O'Brien
I
traded away
traded
DeAndre
this guy.
Hopkins.
That
got
is
himself
called
Right.
consequences and repercussions.
That's right.
Yeah.
He
Well,
effed around and found out.
Yeah.
He
you
also
do
missed pretty
stupid
big on
things.
some draft picks. He had a rough last couple of years here.
He drafted Malik Willis as a quarterback too. So
That was the nail in the coffin.
And a
Malik
Georgia
sucked.
offensive tackle that never played in the first round. I mean,
Oh yeah, that was Isaiah Wilson.
yeah, Isaiah Wilson, that was it. We had some rough picks that didn't work out.
But you did pick Jeffrey Simmons. You did pick Jeffrey Simmons.
Which
Got him.
I was against, and that turned out to be great.
that was the same draft with AJ, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he went
the
second
fir-
round, didn't he?
First 2 rounds, that whole draft actually was really good. That was by far the best draft we've had in a long time.
And they're talking about trading Simmons now just to kind of rebuild a little bit. So
they can't seem to pay anybody. I don't know how they have no money for anybody.
I know, it's so weird.
Usually you have a couple big players and then no money. They have nothing.
Well, the new GM Rand Carthen, he'll figure it out.
Great hire.
I hope so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yeah,
the last
I like
15
that.
years for the Saints, they dealt with the cap by just getting a new credit card. I mean, anytime they ran out of money, they just got a new credit card. And now that the Bills do, Sean Payton's in Denver, Mickey Loomis is gone. It's like, hey, have a blast, guys.
And the Broncos are paying him $85 million.
Yeah, and aren't the Saints like $57 million in the cap hit right now? I saw that today or something.
Some ludicrous amount.
That's what he's saying. They just kept kicking that can down the road.
Anybody that's not a rookie, gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah, it's essentially next season is going to be necessary roughness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is what next season is going to be. Like I said, I'm not going through this again. I'm not.
You might as well sign Mike White as your quarterback.
We
He'll
got
be
Andy
cheap.
Dalton. We're fine.
Yeah. We're great.
Good.
Yeah,
Good here.
it's fine.
And Steve said everything's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
great.
It's fine.
Super.
It's great. Super.
Dennis
Super
Allen
duper.
just doesn't know about offensive football.
I mean, it's not as bad as hiring a defense coordinator as an offense coordinator, though. Like the Patriots did this past season.
Oh, Matt Patricia's available,
Hey.
Jake.
Yeah.
Shockingly enough, it didn't work.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, am I the only one not drinking tonight?
Oh yeah.
You should have
Like I
got.
said,
I would have made a
Not
cocktail.
too far outside. Yeah, well, I heard about Jake and I had to go pour me one.
Yeah,
so,
Jake. Whenever Jake sent a text message out, it's like, "Hey, I'm in the moonshine tonight," and I was like, "Okay, it's gonna be that night."
yeah.
Gonna be one of those nights. Yeah. Todd
Yep.
Grantham, Alabama, DC. God, for the love of God, please. For everyone
let that
except for
happen.
Jake. Yeah, just let it happen.
I don't think they're going to be able to bring Pruitt back, so
Yeah.
gotta do something.
You can
have to
hire
wonder
anybody else.
if Todd Grantham gets hired. I think somebody should ask general questions if Saban has been roofied.
We all get old at some point.
Saban's like, I dare you to fire me.
Yeah, that's the thing. You
We're
couldn't
not-
fire him.
yeah.
even
He's
if-
not
like
gonna
Kirk
fire him.
Ferentz over at Iowa right now. Kirk Ferentz.
Which is weird.
Nation's
How's he not
worst,
fired?
literally the nation's worst offense. Are they? I don't anticipate any changes to the staff.
It's because his son's the offensive coordinator. Of course not.
Right.
And Gary Bart is not going to fire him.
No.
Yeah. Any AD worth their weight would have been like, all right, Kirk, see you. Nice knowing you.
So,
We're going to hire Burt Bielema.
hey, Bert went to the Outback Bowl or Relia Quest or whatever it's called, and like,
With
congratulations
Illinois.
to Bert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a hell of a job. Dude, this is sad, but I actually watched a little bit of Illinois football.
I remember when Ron Zook was up there, and those teams just
They
there.
physical this year.
They were physical this year.
Yeah.
Oh, Bert's in his element in the Big Ten.
Yeah,
He's just remaking Wisconsin.
pretty much.
And how about Fickle pulling a? How about Fickle up at Wisconsin, man? I think he pulled a 5-star cornerback.
That's gonna be interesting to see how he develops.
Let me look at their recruiting rankings. I know my friend Matt is just completely over the moon right now.
Yeah, but they hired Phil Longo,
They did hire Phil Longo,
and
it's going to be better than what they had.
it might be absolutely horrific. It might be 66-3 bad when Phil Longo faced
will.
Alabama.
Oof.
It will not be that bad because they're in the Big Ten. Wisconsin highly coveted his defensive tackle, Jamal Howard.
Wait, I thought he was coaching Michigan's basketball team.
Jawan Howard.
Oh, okay, never mind.
By the way, there's no real way to segue it, but today's National Signing Day.
Segway. Yeah. It's the most lackluster signing day for all four. Well, maybe not for Steve, but
It just
for all
doesn't
four
mean
of
much
us.
anymore. Yeah.
I mean, we got all of ours in December.
Yeah, but me and Corey back on National Signing Day at Rivals, that was a deal, man. That was a day.
Huge deal. Yeah.
You come in, get there at 7 o'clock in the morning, stay there until 9, 10 o'clock at night. You upload 2 stars that are going to Kent State.
Or 2 stars that are going to Mississippi State,
Yeah.
like William James. Cornerback.
But it was a deal. But Ole Miss got a guy at the end of the day today named DJ Holmes. He is Anquan Bolden's cousin. He is a 6'1" rush-in. That's the reason he's only a 3-star at the moment. If he was 6'4" or 6'5", he'd be at Alabama and Georgia, because I'm about to tell you these 2 stats. His senior year, he had 32.5 sacks.
Jesus.
At Pahokee High School at Florida.
Yeah, yep.
That's what I used to get on Madden years ago. That's
Yeah.
just no way.
Yeah.
His junior year, he had 20 sacks. So over his junior and senior year, he is at 52.5 sacks. This is
Steve,
who
we're
Pete Golding
at the
has
point of
gotten
the
to play
program
the-
where you need to share your screen and show these highlights.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seriously.
because that's utterly ridiculous.
All it is him just blowing past the left tackle or right tackle and going straight to the quarterback. The quarterback has no time whatsoever. But this is who Pete Golding is recruiting as his jack. So look at it's DJ Holmes, Deejay Holmes.
I put the huddle link in.
Oh, he had an interception.
But this kid, I'm telling you, if he was 6'4" or 6'5", he would be at Georgia or in Alabama.
What is he?
Huh?
A defensive tackle?
Defensive end.
Edge.
He's got some speed on him.
Yeah, he's a legit 4'5" guy.
Well, you know the legend of the Pahokee kids, like in the cane fields, chasing rabbits.
Yeah, his cousin's Anquan Bolden.
This is South Florida. This is South Florida at its finest. I mean, South Florida is littered with dudes like this.
Yeah, he's
where they end up at like FAU, and next thing you know, they're like on these draft boards, and you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, he's
and it's just because they're 6 foot instead of 6'3" or 6'4".
Yeah, he's the back-to-back Palm Beach Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah,
he's not bad.
But the only thing is he's 6'1". He's 6 foot. But man, that dude is twitchy.
Yeah, dude, I'm watching this clip where the dude is in the backfield before anyone's out of their stance. I mean, the field is a complete disaster as far as mud.
Yeah. They play the muck bowl.
Yeah, because it rains year round down there in the muck, in the glade.
On this huddle,
every highlight is literally a mud pit.
Yeah, but they got him listed on here at 6'3", 230.
Yeah, that's just because he's the one that wrote that. He's probably 6'1", 220.
Well, he's got it says 40-yard dash is 4.5, which is really good.
Oh my God, poor
especially down there,
no chance.
Yeah, whenever you deal with those soft fields in South Florida. I mean, if he was 6'4" or 6'5", he'd be Georgia and Alabama player.
Yeah, he would have been an IMG too. Why did Pahokee get rid of that the blue Raider logo they had, or Blue Devil they had on their helmet? They got a different logo on their helmet now. I don't like it. Their uniforms suck now.
Yeah, they're not very good. But yeah, I just think for a late signing day, that was a little bit of excitement for Ole Miss. And Pete Golding obviously comes to Ole Miss. He needs a jack because Ole Miss, there's not a jack on this team. And they picked up him.
He can't catch the snap before he's in his face.
Yeah. This dude's ridiculous.
Is insane.
Yeah.
Good pickup by Pete.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say.
Yeah. That's how the day ended today. He committed like 3 minutes before I had my locked on signing day thing. So we talked about that at the beginning, and just look at his film. It's like, wow, this dude is legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he definitely does not look 6'3".
No. He
don't.
I think John Garcia we were talking about him, and he referred to him as sawed off.
Yeah, he's definitely 6 feet tall.
Oh,
Yeah. They said 6'0", 225.
He's
and I'm not comparing this kid to him. Okay, before I start this story, understand I'm not comparing him to him. But Aaron Donald was a 3-star player because he was 5'11".
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
So much of rankings in football is analytically driven. If you are not,
it's all about height. That's why Will Levis is a top 10 pick,
right?
Because he's
because Aaron Donald dropped the draft for a second.
Like he's got a rocket arm, and he's
6'4" or whatever,
and he can move a little bit, but the dude crumbles under pressure.
Yeah, we actually saw that
firsthand.
Like the intangibles are ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
They're not.
I mean, the Chargers traded away Drew Brees because he was too small. You saw how that turned out.
Wow.
I mean,
and he had shoulder injuries that almost ended his career.
that's true. He had trouble getting going.
Like they just said, yeah, you're small and you get shoulder injuries. Yeah, we're not interested. See you. Good luck.
Of course, they had Phillip Rivers behind him.
That's what they drafted.
That was his insurance policy.
Mm-hmm.
Because he had shoulder problems. They're like, we can't wait around on you. Which, I mean, I don't blame the Chargers at that point. I mean, you can't wait around on him.
The biggest what if in history, if you want to talk about what ifs going on, it is what if the Miami Dolphins doctors cleared Drew Brees and Nick Saban got him to Miami?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The last 15 years at Alabama do not happen. Rich Rods. They probably ran that for 2 or 3 years. You know,
I don't know, man. I still think Alabama would have figured out something. And that picture is freaking crooked.
Yeah, it is.
Picture's crooked over there.
Oh. Who knows Alabama still would be good?
It's probably your camera angle, by the way.
Could be.
No, it's crooked.
Okay.
They got adjusted on the nail. It's got the little gangster lean going. I still think Alabama, if they wanted Saban, they would have gotten Saban. It didn't matter. Drew Brees or not. They would have gotten Saban.
I don't think he'd have left Miami because I don't think he would have. I think he would have won.
Money talks, man.
Yeah,
as much as you say,
if he's winning, it's a different thing.
Miami can pay more than Alabama. Yeah,
I don't know.
But I don't know that Alabama would have gotten into a huge bidding war because I don't know if they knew that he was going to be as good as he was. But God knows he turned into one of the best coaches of all time. I'm going to be bitter about that for the rest of my life.
Wow, you just beat him this year, Joe. Why are you so bitter about it?
After 15 years.
Yeah, good job, Corey. Yeah, that's why nobody asked me to hang stuff up in their house. That's why I'm not a handyman.
Hey, does everybody know the last time that Tennessee beat Ole Miss in football?
1942?
No, but it's been a long time. Because we didn't play Ole Miss much until after Fulmer left, and we were so bad.
Yeah,
they swooped in during those years, just to beat on us.
Yeah, we're 3-1 in the last 4 games.
Yeah. But that's all post-Fulmer terrible years. It's like Oregon. They just showed up right at that point to just beat up on Tennessee when we were at our lowest. They're like, we beat Dooley.
Dexter McCluster ran for like 3 million yards.
Yeah,
one game.
I remember.
He ran for millions.
We were
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, Jeb, that's not good.
No, it was not. It was not. I mean, it was still fun to be at, Ole Miss Stadium, but
I'm excited that Kirby. I think he's going to replay that 2016 game this year, all off season with Ole Miss.
Oh my goodness, yes.
When you beat the hell out of us.
Oh yeah, that game I have never seen Ole Miss handle Georgia like they did that day. It was 42-0 at the end of the third quarter.
We were shell shocked. We had no answers.
Yeah.
Couldn't stop
Man.
anything. Couldn't block a soul. Couldn't run. Could not do anything. We had Nick Chubb, Sony Michel. I mean, we had a lot of that 2017 team.
Yeah.
That went to the national championship.
Hey, we got a question in the chat. It says, totally random, but what positions did y'all play in high school?
See if you can guess.
Yeah.
Linebacker for you, Corey.
What do I look like?
No, I didn't start at linebacker, but I was listed as a linebacker. I would play. I couldn't
Corey
like
has
I could
fullback written all over him.
I could hit you doing this, but I couldn't hit you doing. You can't see my arms now, but I couldn't hit you doing like if I had to put my arms right here, no chance. I don't know why. Wasn't scared, just had no chance. I couldn't tackle, but I would knock the hell out of you. And yes, I was a fullback.
Yeah. And I was a field goal kicker.
Right.
And I played trumpet.
Good job, Butch.
There's a picture back there of me kicking in Mississippi Memorial Stadium back when I was in high school.
There you go. Jake, what'd you play?
I only played 1 year of football. I kind of regret that now, but I played guard and tackle mainly.
There you go. Yeah, I played 7 years. Played 1 year of youth and all throughout middle school. So from sixth grade on.
I was a golfer.
I was a baseball kid. Played a lot of baseball.
Here's the story about how I became the field goal kicker for the McGee High Trojans in
Let's hear it.
1991.
1901.
When I was born.
Yeah, that summer, my mom took a job
When they
in
invented
McGee.
kicking?
So I transferred from Florence to McGee. And I have really curly hair when it grows out. And back then, I really had a fro. And it was really dark hair, the whole 9 yards. And the coach came up and mistook me for the expected Brazilian exchange student that was there.
Oh boy.
They literally called me Julio. The whole first year was that. That's what the coaches called me. And once they found out I played soccer, they tried me out, and that's how I became a kicker in high school because they mistook me for the Brazilian exchange student.
They just thought you were speaking Portuguese when you're out there speaking in tongues.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe Rankin County, Mississippi has a different accent. I don't know.
just a deep accent. I don't know. Those Portuguese are weird.
Damn Brazilians, man.
Yeah.
He sure can't kick a football, though.
Stacy's in the chat humble bragging.
Yeah,
Throwing
played
passes
everything.
to himself, knocking him down himself.
He's like, I'm not going to brag, but whenever I was in high school, I'd throw the ball over them there mountains.
Yeah.
And then run and go catch it.
And I watched Stacey play a couple times in high school because he's only a year ahead of me, but I think I've watched him like twice, and I quit going because both times, one game he tore his collarbone, I Bleav, and the second time he got concussion. So I was like, yeah, I'm bad luck to you. So I quit going after that.
I have one kick returner story. I was a kick returner for one game in ninth grade.
Is that the whole story?
Oh wow!
No, I caught the kickoff and I ran.
Did you get drilled?
Nice.
Yeah, I got drilled, like not like drilled as in like decapitated, but like somebody, the hardest I've ever been hit in my leg, spun me around.
Oh.
And I said, okay, I'm just not going to return kicks anymore.
And that's enough of that. Thank you.
All right. Okay. You guys can have it.
When I was
can have it.
When I was a sophomore, I was probably, at that point, I was 5'11" or 6 foot and about 140 pounds, if y'all want to visualize that. I mean, if I turned sideways, I disappeared. That's what we
I
were
never
dealing
had that
with.
problem.
So I kicked off in a high school game against Quitman High School in Mississippi. And they broke through, and I was the safety valve going over.
I was
So
also the personal
basically,
protector punt team. That was fun.
yeah. So they had like a 200-pound guy returning a kickoff, coming around the angle, and I'm going to have to tackle that guy. So if I tried to hit him normally, the dude was just going to pound me and probably run straight through me. So I tried to do the thing where I kind of give ground and grab on and kind of trip him up. Well, that didn't really work like I thought. So he kept going, and his cleat got caught underneath my face mask.
Oh shoot!
And that's what tripped him. The high school coach
Good job,
replayed
Steve.
that 25 times the following Monday.
I bet
Just
so.
slow. It's like just everybody laughing, everybody taking the time at the little guy getting run over on a kickoff. And I just looked and was like, did he score?
It's because I say, everybody look, see that?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Hey,
He's like, hey,
he went down.
It worked.
Yeah. I know I did kickoff return. Well, I didn't do, but I was a blocker. And I'll tell you, when you do kickoff return and you get set up in your position and all that, I mean, you're flat-footed, turn around, and, I mean, you got guys barreling right towards you. It's like, oh, my God, these guys are like going full force. And
I was the
tough.
point of the second wedge. I was the point of the second wedge when I decided that my kick return days were over.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
And as personal protector, one of my nightmares was when I had too many people to choose from.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I can see that. Having to
Yeah,
make
that
that decision
hap-
real
that happened
fast.
All American. I got all county.
Oh, nice.
I was
David
an
asked
all
the
region.
question.
I was an all region runner. Honorable mention.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
David said after National Signing Day, where did Ole Miss get better on offense and defense? And this whole player acquisition period, which is
what's
about
up,
a
David?
2-week period from early to transfer portal to late signing day, they both got better. And now go look at DJ Holmes' highlight on Huddle. DEEJAY Holmes. Just search that and you'll see that they got a dude today.
That dude's a stud, man. That dude's a stud. But yeah, we talked about it early. So we talked about Georgia's classes on early signing period. And so that was, that was fun. Looks like Mississippi State rated Georgia's tight end room, got Ryland Good.
Mm-hmm.
Thought he was going to go Georgia Tech, actually.
Hey, Cassidy, I was all South Mississippi.
Nice.
There
So
you
I
go.
will say that, yeah.
He was the
I
only
even got
kicker.
to be on TV for it. Yeah, no, we had some kickers. I just was good at it, and there wasn't that many of them that was doing that in Mississippi at that time.
That is true. Our kicker played at NC State. He's the only college player on our team.
It was
He
between
kicked at
me
NC
and some
State.
kid that ended up going to Tulane. Those were the two best in South Mississippi, and I beat
There
him
you
on the
go.
Hattiesburg one, and he beat me on the AP.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well done, Steve. Yeah. Our kicker went to he got signed by the Lions, tore his ACL in pregame warmups of the first preseason game.
Oh,
His plant leg.
yeah. That's terrible.
He was going to make the team too. He was having a good camp up until then.
So way back whenever it was probably the summer of '92.
He was going to punt and kick off.
And I did kicking camp down at Tulane because that was my chosen place to go to kicking camp because I liked any excuse to go to New Orleans.
Yeah.
And the camp was in the middle of the summer on
It does,
old
gotcha.
style artificial turf. And just kicking the
carpet.
Yeah, the carpet. And just kicking the ball, you felt your ligaments stretch. Just planting. And to the point where I understand why Wendell Davis tore up both of his knees on one play. I get it. Because just kicking the ball at the end of the day, you could feel that your knee was fatigued.
Yeah, that carpet turf was no freaking joke. No joke whatsoever.
Like I said, I was a golfer, and I got a golf story for you real quick. If y'all want to tune out now, you can. But
I was at Pebble Beach and hit it in the water.
no, we wasn't at Pebble, but my senior year, we got the luxury to go play in a tournament up in Myrtle Beach. So we was up there in South Carolina, and it was a 3-day tournament. The third day, my coach comes to me right before we teed off, and he said, if you finish with at least 100 in today's round, you'll be recognized as the top 100 players here. And I mean, this is schools from all over the state, the nation, and all that. that day I shot a 121. So I cursed my coach after that. I was like, "You ruined me having a top 100." You know,
you can't jinx people like that.
Yeah, know, you just got to go. Hey man, just go hit them.
Yeah.
Hey David,
like, man.
David, what years were you your team manager? Because in '93, Louisville kind of took us down. Morris Scott and Mon Nicholson and those guys. They took us down. We were the state champion runner-ups, silver medals, and it was Louisville High School that won the game.
David's like 2018.
Yeah, seriously. There's no way he's going to say 93, but.
What if he says, I remember that? And I remember that damn kicker at McGee. He was.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that game I had
Julio,
the most
Uncle
embarrassing onside kick in the history of football.
A new nickname for Steve. What?
Most embarrassing onside kick in the history of football was done by me in that game.
What happened?
So, he was there in '93.
Wow.
So, we had scored a touchdown to cut it to like 14-7. We were completely being outclassed by
Rico.
Yeah, we were completely being outclassed by Louisville that day.
Stacey, I love it.
I wouldn't say you missed it, David. So he wanted to do an onside kick, and we had an old school coach that decided that he wanted me to kick off like Thomas Morstead did for the Saints in the Super Bowl, to where you do a normal runoff and you kick it straight left. And this was a 16-year-old kid doing this, and that's practiced it like 6 times over the course of the year. And I told him, it's like, my plant foot isn't doing it. It's not good. I can let me onside kick the other direction is better. And he's like, no, we're going to do it my way because this is football in 1993. So he called it. I went out there and I did it, and my plant foot slipped. And because of that, I got under the ball a little bit, and I kicked it straight out of bounds, 6 yards downfield, just straight to the left. It went into the bleachers, and that is the most phenomenal onside kick of all time. That's the reason I will never badmouth anybody on an onside kick, because I did it. I did the worst. That is the pinnacle.
Wow.
Yeah, we were playing against Innsworth my first year coaching, and our kicker, who ended up kicking at the Air Force Academy, he was a kicker and a punter at the Air Force Academy. I think he's flying planes now. He ran up to the ball, and his plant foot slipped, and he kicked the ball 2 inches. The ball literally just fell off the tee, like with backspin. It was the weirdest thing I've ever, and they got the ball right there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They took the ball right there. Like the penalty was, they didn't make us re-kick. They just took the ball right there.
In high school, we did not win a state championship game, but we lost 4 games in 3 years.
Dang.
And we lost in the second round of the playoffs, the South State Championship game, and then the state championship game.
Yeah, my high school was not anywhere close to that. I thought we probably should have been crowned Super Bowl champs for going 6-4 my senior year, because we, in the region we played in, and the team that we had no business going 6-4.
Wow.
No, my high school was bad at football.
Yeah, and the previous year, my junior year, we were 1-9. Sophomore year, we were 4-6, and then so I bookended my high school career at 6-4, freshman and senior. We had a really good senior team. Somehow missed the playoffs. I'm not sure how.
My worst season in high school football, we went 12-2.
Wow.
Only lost 1 regular season game in 3 years. My sophomore year, Chris Mangum was on my team, and Harold Shaw was the running back. And, I mean, scholarship athletes all over the place. And we were, we were good. We were legit good. And to the point where we would play like West Jones, which is where Byron Young is from. And we beat them 73-10 or something like that.
Oh.
We would just toy with people. And then we get up in that state championship game and completely fall apart.
Yeah.
That was us in baseball. Like we would just completely toy with people, and then we get in the playoffs, and because we toyed with people all year long, and we never took anything seriously, we'd lose in the second round. But we were talented enough in baseball to go pretty damn far.
We were the smallest 4A school in the state. We were just barely above a 3A school. So we were and on top of everything else, we were completely punching above our weight.
Yeah.
Because my graduating class had 110 people, 112 people in it.
Oh, that's tough.
Jeez. Yeah, I was rocking with 450 kids.
Yeah.
I finished in the top 70 academically.
Yeah.
Nice.
With no AP classes.
School, on my high school team, there were at least 3 players that played in the NFL.
I think one guy on our team went to MTSU. That was it.
Yeah, I told you about my one guy. He went to the NFL. He was a kicker.
Yeah, one of them, Chris Mangum, played for the Carolina Panthers for like 13 years.
I remember that. I remember that name.
Yeah. Yeah, he shaved my head as the football initiation my sophomore year.
He said, "Come here, Julio. You may not understand what I'm saying, but I'm gonna shave your head."
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, absolutely called me Julio. That was Todd Mangum that used to do that all the time. I still remember that, Coach Mangum. And no relation to Chris, by the way. Just a coincidence.
Do they think you started a restaurant chain called Uncle Julio's?
Jeb, you want to talk about? Go ahead, Steve.
My senior year, I went to class 13 days.
Wow.
I went to school. Possible? I went to school every day. Went to class 13 days. Every day I was down at the field house hanging out with my friends.
Nice.
Everything. Mississippi public school system is how that happens.
Well done, Steve.
Yeah. 13 days. Graduated 52 out of 104 people or something like that.
Jeb, you want to talk about bad high school teams? My high school, we fielded a team. Our very first team was in 1924, and I think there was a couple years we didn't have a team. We got some kind of violation. We lost a lot of wins
because Steve transferred and moved to Mississippi.
Right? But we have yet to. We got 396 career wins, so we have yet to hit 400 since having a team and started out in 1924. And we won 11 games our first year in 2018.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So
we're bad. That was a year we went 0-10 for like 4 straight years.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. That was when I was growing up, and I was still in elementary when that was going on.
Is that in Alabama?
Yeah, Alabama.
Ooh, wow.
Another fun
3
fact.
years after I graduated, my high school went 10-0 in the regular season.
Nice.
My elementary school was McLaurin Attendance Center, a K through 12 school with Faith Hill. She was a senior when I was in 4th grade.
Look at you.
All right.
So Faith Hill's that old?
Yeah. 8 years older than me. I know that because she was.
She
in the same
invented
class
country
as my
music.
Yeah.
I think she's with the Indian Outlaw.
Half Cherokee and Choctaw. Oh, he's a Chippewa. They're big donors at Innsworth.
Oh, nice.
I'll be beating on my tom-tom.
They don't have anything else but big donors at Innsworth. It's freaking Hogwarts.
Yeah, NBA's like, I see your big donors. Yeah, like they make NBA makes Innsworth look like a public school.
Oh no! I've been to both of those schools.
NBA just put in an $80 million athletic facility.
But I went and saw games at Innsworth. I've been on that campus. I saw the buildings.
They've done a ton of renovations over there.
Yeah.
It's just an old campus. They got old money, dude. They got money you wouldn't believe, man. They've renovated their stadium. They put that $80 million facility in. They've added some turf fields. They've facelifted their baseball field. They've spruced up all their academic spaces. Man, that place is turning into Hogwarts too. But they can't see Innsworth has land, they can expand outward. but NBA doesn't have anywhere to go. They can't.
Yeah.
They got to just like knock
That
down
old
and rebuild.
That old money probably needs to change the nickname because Big Red ain't doing it.
Good luck with that. The reason why Innsworth exists is because the Frist family wouldn't make NBA co-ed. Or no, it wasn't the Frist family wanted it to be co-ed, and the powers to be at NBA said no dice. And so they said, okay, we'll start our own school.
David said that Faith and Tim have a house next to Brett Favre. So I wonder if Brett Favre's asked them for money yet.
Maybe they threw in on that volleyball court.
Right.
So Noonan's always been really good. Yeah, they've always been really good. Who was your roommate, and what years did they play at Noonan? That was like right next door to where I'm from.
No, we never got in fights, guys. I don't know about the other guys, but we never did.
Yeah. I said I was 145 pounds, Casty. No, I'm not getting any fights.
I got into a couple
Stay right the
practice
other way.
scrums.
Yeah.
I got into a couple practice scrums, but that's about it.
I was like Buster from Arrested Development, and it was like, it was better than be not seen or heard. That was kind of my philosophy with football.
Yeah, like I didn't develop trash talking until I started teaching PE. I would never say anything.
All right, Corey, let's get out of here on signing day. I'm gonna sleep about 17 hours, I think.
Woo. Are you feeling better, Steve?
Yes, a little bit better. I'm still on NyQuil though, so maybe the gunk will be gone by next week.
Good deal.
Steve is half Cherokee and Choctaw with a little bit of Chippewa, wah, wah.
She's a one of a kind. No.
Yeah. Indian Outlaw. So, okay, we are SEC After Dark. We are Karaoke After Dark, apparently, for Steven, Jeb, and Jake. It was a great conversation. Happy National Signing Day. We hope you heard some good football stories. We could do a whole series of episodes on just football stories. I have a bunch, and I'm sure you guys do too. Even Jake, with your 1 year, you probably have a ton of stories likewise. So, we are SEC After Dark, presented by betonline.ag on the Bleav Network and the Y'all's Conference Network. We hope you enjoyed. Tune in to Lockdown Ole Miss. Tune in to Bleav In Georgia Dawgs. Tune in to Tide Talk Live. And then tune in to hear Jeb play the trumpet. We'll see you back here same time next week, 8:30 sharp, unless I'm late, which is a good possibility. And go Dogs.
Go Vols.
Roll Tide. Sorry, Vandy.
Why'd you do it to him? Hammer, don't hurt him.
You want to hear